fools. Got that fire inside, we're rising up to shine. This is our time, yeah, we're feeling so divine. Oh, we're thriving, we'll be thriving, bold and free. Women owning midlife, just you wait and see. Dance through the changes with a heart so strong. This is our anthem, come and sing along.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Not Your Mother's Midlife. I'm Johanna Hart, and today we're peeling back a layer of the internet that might make you squint at your phone or your screen just a little differently after listening to this episode. Let me just get straight to it. Some of the people in your social media feed aren't people at all. And I don't mean they're a little too filtered. Maybe they have a team managing their content and comments. I mean not human, as in AI generated, digitally created, algorithmically optimized illusions. And the crazy part is that they're signing real brand deals. They're earning real money, building real influence. Well, the people who created them are, not the actual pretend person. It's impossible. So take a deep breath and let's get started with the question that's probably already forming in your mind. Why on earth would a brand choose to work with somebody who doesn't even exist? It sounds absurd. But once you look at it from a business perspective, it starts to make unsettling sense. AI influencers are a dream employee. They are never late. They don't have bad hair days. They don't need coffee. They don't quit. They don't age or put on weight. They don't complain about anything. And they're always on brand. I do that little air quotes with my fingers, but you can't see it. And they never, ever start a controversy. Unless their creative program's one for engagement purposes. Some brands love that total control. No messy opinions, no scheduling conflicts, no scandals to clean up. A marketing manager only need input the look, tone, target demographic, and within minutes, they have a perfect influencer. At first you might think, okay, but these are probably cartoonish, but like clearly fake. Who actually is going to be fooled by that? That's the thing. They're not cartoonish at all. The AI influencers popping up today look incredibly human. They look so natural. Even smiles that show slightly imperfect teeth because the algorithm learned that too perfect felt untrustworthy. There's one influencer named, I'll write the name down the bottom so that you can actually check her out on Instagram. I'm going to try and say her name. It's Aitana López. She's from Spain. I don't know how you pronounce that name. She's from Spain and she has millions of followers and she's completely AI generated. She has this really cute pink hair. She's got a beautiful face and she posts gym selfies, brand sponsorships with fashion companies and skincare, etc. She has fans who flirt with her in the comments. You need to go and read the comments, what people talk about in the comments. People are asking her for advice. People are in love with her. I think most know that she isn't a real person, but I'm pretty sure some don't. And some people argue if she can actually be called a model, if she's AI, she's not real. It's fascinating. She's earning real money and building real influence. Well, the person who created her, she doesn't exist. But that's the uncomfortable truth. These digital creations exist only to perform. And us humans, we just can't compete with that kind of perfection. There is this other woman as well that I didn't know was AI, who I've been following. And I heard on another podcast, she was talking about her the other day. So I had to go and check her out with new eyes, now looking at it with a different perspective, I guess. She's totally AI. She's an older woman. She's so stylish and glamorous and funny. Maybe you've seen her. Maybe you follow her. Again, I will list both women's names in the show notes so that you could go and check them out because it's so well done. It's scary. Let me give you a personal example. A few months ago, I was on Instagram looking for skincare products and a video popped up of a woman calmly explaining how this serum worked and how much she loved it. No loud music, nothing dramatic, no before and afters, just casual conversations like you'd have with a friend. And just felt so refreshing. No manipulation, no aggressive discount countdown. It just felt like a friend who was sharing a great product that they'd found. And my body responded instantly. I felt relaxed, calm, happy, like I'd found someone trustworthy. And then I made that mistake that we all make. I went off and I answered a phone call. And when I got back on the page, it had refreshed and she was gone. It's so frustrating. And I remembered her name. So I tried to find her to see if I could follow her and check out all her other content, but she was nowhere. I couldn't find her. And that's when I realized that she might not have even really existed. The voice, the face, the entire sense of reassurance, it could have been generated, a test, deployed just for that ad. And that's what I mean when I say the line between authentic and artificial emotion is vanishing. We're not being sold products anymore. We're being sold emotional tone. We're being sold the feeling of safety. Machines are getting better at simulating emotional safety than some humans are. Because if an AI influencer can make you feel calm, even understood, where does that leave us real people? So now you probably are wondering what the signs are that an account is AI. This is where it gets sneaky because the giveaways are no longer big and obvious. We're not talking about cartoon avatars with robot voices. We're talking about faces and voices that, at a glance, could absolutely just be your neighbor, your daughter's friend, a wellness coach, etc., a doctor. So how can you tell the difference? Well, let's start with visuals. You might notice a face that it's expressive, but the emotions never quite truly appear in the eyes. The skin looks perfect, but not in the way real skin does. It's like someone took human skin and removed the life from it. Does that make sense? You have to go and have a look at them and you'll know what I'm talking about. Have you ever looked at someone's video and thought, she's gorgeous, but something about this doesn't feel alive? That's your intuition talking. Listen to it. We can still trust our human intuition to spot fake humans, for now, that is. Then there's the language. AI has become incredibly good at sounding emotionally intelligent. It can say things like, you're not broken, you're just exhausted. And we think, yes, exactly, she gets it, she feels like that too. But if you read a little more closely, the captions are often vague. They hit all the right emotional notes, but there's no real substance. It's like listening to a horoscope. It's accurate enough to feel personal, but broad enough to apply to millions of people all at once. And here's another big tell. The life behind the account. Real humans have bad lighting days, weird angles, bad hair, barking dogs, kids interrupting, random noises. The AI world is curated, smooth, and eerily consistent. It's confusing because there are genuine influencers out there that have very manicured, perfect profiles, but they're human. But they just manage it very specifically what they post. If you ever question, just go to the comments and look how they respond. Humans answer specific questions. They misunderstand sometimes. They often overshare. They show personality. They show humor, sarcasm, confusion, even frustration sometimes. AI run or AI assisted accounts tend to respond like this. Thank you, babe. So glad this helped. You've got this. Over and over and over. I don't know, I have to do an American voice, American accent when I do that. They're very generic replies, lots of emojis too. Very little actual engagement or substance with the content of what someone had commented. Now let me give you a quick example of how subtle this can be. Imagine you're scrolling one night. You've had a long day and feel depleted. You see a woman your age talking calmly to the camera, and she says something like, hey, if you're over 40 and feeling like you're running on fumes, this is for you. You're not failing. You're just exhausted from carrying too much for too long. And you feel your spirits lift a bit. And she goes on to recommend a supplement, a course, a program, whatever it is. And she does it gently like a friend making a suggestion, not a salesperson making a pitch. You might not even buy the thing, but your body relaxes a little because you feel understood. It's not connection, it's pattern recognition. And when we don't know that, our nervous system gets tricked into bonding with something that isn't real. So when you're scrolling and someone feels strangely perfect skin, perfect lighting, perfectly timed empathy, ask yourself, do I feel genuinely connected here or am I being skillfully comforted? Okay, older consumers are being targeted. Older consumers are being targeted more than anyone. 40-year-olds and above is such a sweet spot for this kind of thing. And it's not because we're naive or out of touch. It's because of the world we grew up in. Most of us were raised in a time when seeing was believing. If you saw someone on TV, heard them on the radio, or watched them on the news, you assumed three things. A, they were a real person. B, someone had checked that what they were saying was mostly true. And C, if they were lying, eventually someone would call it out. We did not grow up being trained to question whether a face or a voice itself was real. The idea that an entire person could be fabricated on a laptop in a bedroom, that belonged to science fiction, not Tuesday afternoon on Instagram. So our nervous systems still carry that old wiring that we grew up with. When we see a woman's face and hear a kind, confident voice, a part of us relaxes and thinks, okay, I can trust this. Now layer on top of that what many of us are actually living through right now. We're navigating hormonal shifts and health changes, aging parents, growing or grown kids, sometimes grandkids like me, career pivots, layoffs, retirement questions, identity shifts, grief, loss, divorce. We are, in a very real way, a generation in transition. And people in transition are looking for reassurance, clarity, someone who seems like they have it all figured out and give us some advice. AI is excellent at sounding like that person. It can borrow the language of therapists, coaches, spiritual teachers, and best friends. The scripts are written by AI that has been trained on hundreds of thousands of middle-aged women's posts and comments and what they share. That doesn't mean the products they are selling or promoting are automatically bad. No, not at all. But it does mean that the connections you're feeling were engineered. The AI influencer never tried that cream or bought those jeans or curled her hair with that device. Another reason we're targeted. We often have more financial responsibility and in some cases more disposable income. We're making decisions about health and wellness spending, retirement, savings, caring for aging parents, etc. The marketers know this. Scammers know this too. And AI makes it easier than ever to tailor messages to exactly what keeps us up at night. So when you see content that feels eerily specific, like it's been eavesdropping on your private thoughts, it kind of has, in a data sense. It's learned what women our age click on, pause, and share. Like I said before, we don't need to become paranoid, but we do need to be aware. And the next thing I want to talk about is voice cloning, deepfakes, and scams. This is where it gets a little chilling. Voice cloning technology has advanced so fast that scammers can now copy someone's voice from a short clip, like from YouTube or a voicemail or even a social media post. And they're using those cloned voices to trick people. There are stories of parents getting frantic calls from what sounds like their child. The voice says something like, "Mom, I'm in trouble. I need help. Please don't tell anyone." Or it could be your mother asking for help, or a sister or a friend. You get the idea. And in that moment, your body doesn't question it. Your heart races. Logic goes completely out the door. And it's not because you're being gullible. It's a natural reaction. Your nervous system recognizes familiarity and moves to protect. And scammers know that. That's why the next part is preparation. Every family, every friend group, even small businesses, they need to have what is known as a digital safe word, a phrase or a number that only your inner circle know, something simple but not easily guessed. My kids know our safe password. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It can be a shared childhood reference, a specific number, a favorite vacation spot, whatever works. And the idea, if you get a call, a message, or even a video that seems urgent or emotional, you can pause and say, "Okay, what's our password?" If the other person hesitates or gets it wrong, you hang up. Because the truth is, AI is getting better, but it can't yet pass a real human check-in test. That simple question will save you money, heartache, and peace of mind. Our brains are wired for empathy, not skepticism. AI is learning how to use that against us. Where a lot of this shows up first is online shopping. And it used to be simple. I trust this person, so I'll buy what they're recommending. Maybe it was a favorite blogger, a YouTuber you watched for years, or a friend of a friend on Instagram whose style you liked. There was at least some sense of like connection, some feeling of, I kind of know this person. And now the question isn't just, do I trust them? It's, are they even real? AI-powered ads can do things now that would have sounded like science fiction 10 years ago. They can adjust the message in real time based on how you're hovering over or what you pause on or what you scroll past. You might see one version of an ad that says, "You're not too old to start over and reverse aging," like to say it's for a cream. But someone else sees that ad and it says, "You've given so much to everyone else. Now it's time for pampering yourself." Just some product. But different emotional hooks tailored to what the system thinks will land with you because it's been watching you. It knows you. It's so freaking creepy. I think we've all experienced this. Let's say you've been quietly worrying about sleep. Maybe you're waking up at 3 a.m., mind racing because of those fantastic hormones that are throwing us off. You haven't told many people. It's just one of those private frustrations. Maybe you've done a little bit of research. You're up scrolling one night and all of a sudden an ad appears with a gentle woman saying, if you're over 45 and find it hard to sleep through the night, you're not alone. You just need support that's actually designed for you, blah, blah, blah. And your whole body leans in. You hover over the video. It picks up on you watching and how long and begins creating an algorithm to catch you in the future. It's so freaking creepy. It starts documenting that you're a woman, what your age is, your region, your browsing history, things you've shared, and your content begins to fill up with the videos about sleep, hormones, and anxiety meds. It has learned exactly what to say to keep you engaged. It happened to me and still is big time with mouth tape. After researching different brands, now all I'm seeing is ads and influencers peeling freaking tape off their mouths, and face masks and hair wraps. What the fuck? It's like they're unraveling in the morning. How do they sleep in all that? It's like a cocoon, all that crap on their face. That and bloody perfume. Every second thing I see now is either mouth tape or women gushing about perfume and how everyone is stopping them in the street and asking them what perfume they're wearing. Yeah, right. It's just so dumb. And they spray it all over themselves. Like, God, they must stink. On one hand, it's helpful to be shown products and ideas that are actually relevant to your life. No one wants random annoying ads. I don't want to see ads about diesel truck motors. But on the other hand, when every ad feels too personal and targeted, it becomes harder to tell where genuine, honest sharing ends and pure manipulation begins. Over time, that constant micro-questioning, is this sincere or just strategic? It wears on us. I feel like I've become hyper-vigilant and I'm over-researching, second-guessing every recommendation, assuming there's always a hidden angle. And this erosion of trust doesn't just stay in the social media shopping aisle. It bleeds into how we relate to real, genuine people. We start wondering, is this online creator being honest or was it written to manipulate me? Is this heartfelt true story real or is it manufactured? Is this news story real? Should I share this or will I be laughed at for believing a fake AI video? And that's a heavy load for our nervous system to carry. So what do? We don't have to boycott the internet, but we can build a new kind of pause into our decisions. Those tiny moments of checking in with yourself are how we keep ahead of AI. The goal is to trust yourself enough to notice when something feels aligned and when it just feels like a clever mirror reflecting your fears back to you for profit. This is why I think podcasts matter. And I'm not just saying that because I'm recording a podcast. And why newsletters matter as well, see? Why long format, imperfect human content matters more now than it may have ever mattered before. It takes time to fake nuance. It's one thing to make a 30-second AI video that sounds wise. It's another thing entirely to hold an honest, meandering 20-minute conversation. Short form content is designed to hijack your attention. It's quick, punchy, emotionally loaded, and often built to make you react before you can reflect. Think about how you feel after scrolling for 20 minutes on TikTok or Instagram. Your heart rate is a little up, your thoughts are jumpy, you feel weirdly wired and tired all at the same time. And that's not you being weak or addicted. That's your nervous system trying to process hundreds of micro moments, half-finished stories, emotional hooks, and visual jolts in a tiny window of time. It drives me nuts when my son shows me TikTok videos. There's one of a monkey riding a dog just like a cowboy, and it was so funny. But he's already scrolling to the next monkey video before that one ends. And when I frantically try to get him to go back, he says, it was almost over. But I want to know how it ended. But he can't watch the whole thing. It drives me insane. I can't handle TikTok in that way. Now, compare that to listening to a podcast episode or reading a book. The pace is slower. There's space between ideas. You can pause, come back, rewind, reread. Long-form content invites your brain back into the process. It's in charge. It's letting your thinking mind and your feeling body catch up with each other instead of constantly lagging behind the next clip. In long form, you're not just consuming, you're relating. You hear the sigh before someone shares something vulnerable. You notice a laugh that wasn't intentional. You listen to someone change their mind in real time or ask, does that make sense? Like I often do. And you hear mistakes. Those little stumbles, pauses, and pivots are the fingerprints of humanity. AI can copy style, but it struggles to sustain genuine uncertainty, curiosity, and growth over time without slipping into something that feels repetitive or hollow. Your nervous system recognizes that difference. It's like the difference between speed dating in a loud bar and sitting in a restaurant for an hour eating and talking. One might be exciting and chaotic, but the other is where real trust grows. Healing trust, relationships, confidence, they don't come in 30-second clips. So when we choose long format content, we're quietly resisting an online culture that says, be faster, be louder, be more. We're saying instead, let's slow down. Let's stay in this for a little bit longer. Let's actually digest what we're taking in. Your nervous system doesn't need more stimulation. It needs rhythm, not jolts. That's why it can feel so different to spend 30 minutes with a podcast versus 30 minutes scrolling. One leaves you feeling more anchored. The other can leave you buzzing and oddly empty. So when you choose to listen to an episode like this or read something all the way to the end, you're not just consuming content, you're practicing a different relationship with your own attention. You're telling your nervous system, we don't have to sprint. And in a world obsessed with speed, that's a deeply radical, deeply human choice. So hopefully this episode helped to make you more aware of how you're being manipulated online and how to protect yourself, those close to you, and your wallet. Share with somebody who you think needs to learn more about AI trickery. As always, I am Johanna, a real person, and this is Not Your Mother's Midlife. Bye-bye.